Last we left you, we were decongesting at McKinney State Park in Johnson City, Texas, and on our way into Austin to get the bus ready for storage and returning to the boat in Florida.
All the tech that needs to go back to the boat. We got too much stuff.
Why do we have so much tech?
I think we're gonna need to stop. We're just gonna start reviewing cat food for the site. That's all we're gonna do from here on out.
What do you think about that, Kiki? Will be the Cat Food Resource Center?
Yeah. Kiki, you gotta film your review tonight. Okay.
The time has come.
We're about to store Zephyr for a long time.
Yeah, so it's mid-March. We're in Austin, Texas at McKinney Falls State Park, where we have been for the last 5, 6, 7 nights, something like that.
Yeah. It's still dealing with a little bit of conference crud.
But it's mostly going away. I feel better today than I have in like 2 weeks, which is awesome.
Yes, because we're going to have to drive a lot today and do a lot of logistics, fuel up the bus, put it in storage, and...
Yeah, so this trip we had, when we first booked our stay here, when we committed to coming to Central Texas this time of year, South by Southwest is going on. We had grandiose ideas that we go down and unattend like we have in years past.
Yeah.
And we haven't even really...
We snuck out for lunch yesterday.
And we went out to dinner once.
Yes.
We got the cat to Banfield and got her caught up on her vet appointments.
And we had a few nice social events here at the at McKinney Falls. But mostly we've just been catching up on work and getting the bus ready for storage and catching up on health.
Yeah, just resting and all that sort of stuff. So we love McKinney Falls State Park. It is probably one of our top, or definitely one of my top. He says it's not his top.
I like it. It's just...
But it's one of my top campgrounds. I love the big spacious sites. I love that there's hiking trails, although, well, you know, they're being encroached on by the city.
So one of our favorite places to stay near Austin is McKinney Falls State Park, because it's kind of like this remote island of wilderness in Austin.
And that Austin is creeping into the wilderness. Last time we were here, I don't remember being able to see neighborhoods.
Now, all construction zone. It looks like the entire park is about to be surrounded by probably ticky-tacky, big, ugly suburban houses. Yikes.
I think I'll just look this way.
Construction right here on the edge of what had been our favorite nature trail. Oh no, Austin, what are you doing?
And you know, there's just things to do right here, and you're only about maybe a 5-10 minute drive into South Austin for
15-20 minute drive into South Austin, but yeah, still, it's pretty close.
And when you hate driving in traffic, it's even further.
Yep.
But getting to downtown Austin is not that big of a deal. You know, there's other places to stay in Austin that are better, like we love Pecan Grove, but you know,
it's hard to get there.
Very hard to get into for that site.
Yeah, and here is beautiful. You got tons of nature. The sites are huge, and that's one of the best things about it.
So we've enjoyed our stay here. We've enjoyed meeting up with a bunch of folks here who are post-summit or folks just passing through the area. So it was awesome to meet up with so many people. And now, yeah, we're about to go take Zephyr over to her storage unit.
And go for a drive.
And then we'll taking the Mini Cooper back to Texas. We've broken, Florida?
We're in Texas. Florida. We're in Texas.
We might want to check our directions before we leave.
Cherie's not in charge of navigation.
Thankfully. We have broken the trip up into 4 stops along the way so that we're not doing too long of driving days. Remember, the Mini Cooper doesn't have cruise control, and we'll have a cat with us. And then hopefully going to be seeing some friends along the way as well. And then we should be back in Miami next weekend and aboard the boat.
Yay, back to the boat.
All right, see you guys down the road.
Bye.
Moving out of the bus.
Okay, the fridge is defrosted, food is purged, tanks are dumped, litter boxes dumped, bus is fueled up, the bus is in the storage unit, ice maker is off and drained, tarp is under the engine, fridge is on, vent is on, propane is off, fire alarm. Gotta take the batteries out of that because they'll just start beeping after a few months. Internet's working, security camera's working. All we gotta do is drop off the key. Hey.
He's sad to be leaving Zephyr.
Meow, you gonna miss your bus? You're gonna miss your yard with your bus?
Yeah, fine job.
My first hand grenade in years. Delicious.
We're on a road trip by Mini Cooper.
Yes, so we are midway through our trip from dropping Zephyr off in Austin and returning to Why Not in Miami. And we've been doing it by Mini Cooper road trip and hopping between, well, so far, La Quinta hotels.
So we are experimenting with the ways that we're going to be getting back and forth between the bus and the boat, because we'll be doing that at least twice a year as we switch our seasons up. And there's, of course, was the obvious choice. We could have just taken a plane right out of Austin, right to Miami where the boat is. And the boat is literally
walking distance to the Miami airport. We could have landed and walked across, and it would have been like a four-hour total trip from like getting to one airport and walking onto the boat at the end.
But we weren't quite ready for that. It would have involved logistics of, number one, either storing the Mini in Austin as well as the bus, and the storage option we chose didn't have room. And so it would have been a separate option, or selling the Mini Cooper, which is the eventual goal, and replacing what we tow behind the bus with something cooler.
But instead, we decided, let's make a road trip out of this. This way we keep the Mini, and it becomes our Florida get-around car, because our next few boat stops will have the opportunity to still use the Mini, and we can just kind of stage it ahead of us as we move the boat up the coast. So let's keep the Mini for one more season.
So we're going to do that. We decided then we'll just do a driving trip back. We're breaking it up into manageable chunks so that we can integrate a little bit of fun along the way and not have the drives be too long and stressful.
And not get the cat too cramped up either.
Us too cramped up. I know the Mini is small. It's not really a great long distance road trip vehicle, especially with no cruise control.
So we've been doing La Quintas across the country. We did a stop in Houston, a stop last night in New Orleans, and now we are in Alabama. And La Quintas have a great pet policy. Said pets welcome.
Yep, they don't charge extra for pets. You just note it in the reservation, and they have a room waiting for you. To make it easier, we just picked up these disposable litter trays. We just got 3 of them, one for each night. It makes it so much easier. We're not carrying around dirty litter or dirty boxes in the Mini Cooper, which would be pretty stinky in a small space. So these have been great, and we just lined them with a blanket in the Mini Cooper that creates a nice little cat bed too while we're underway, when she's not sitting on top of us.
And then when you're ready, you just peel the hatch open, and then you've got a litter box for the night, and easy to dispose in the morning.
So it's been a fun trip so far. Our first night, like Chris said, was in Houston. We stopped and spent a night nerding out with Sean Loring, who also happens to be CEO of the Escapees RV Club, but become a dear friend over the years of working together. And last night was in New Orleans. We
walked along the riverfront and through Bourbon Street, and had a nice dinner out and some good cocktails.
And a hand grenade.
Yeah, hand grenade for sure.
But it was kind of an early evening. We did.
That was a long drive.
That was a long drive to get there, and so we didn't party it up as much as we could have. We were good, but it was still fun to stay. We found a La Quinta basically on the edge of the French Quarter.
Right, so walking distance, which is great.
So we splurged there, did that, and now we're in Alabama at another La Quinta.
And are about to go spend an afternoon with some friends.
So maybe you'll see them later. But you can guess who it might be, huh?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah, and then next stop is to my folks in Florida, and then down to Miami.
We'll be back aboard the boat, back to boat life. So
road trip, here we go. Hey kittens. How do you like staying in La Quintas?
What do you think, Kiki? Yes, and of course we brought the food. Yes, you have food. Have food.
Is it time for cats to have food?
No, not quite.
catwalk.
Doesn't say anything about catwalk.
That's so unfair.
Kiki, what do you think of that?
Kiki, no, this is not good. Come over here. Point to this sign. It's discrimination, and you need to call the governor. It should say cats, too. Hey, we're on a boat.
We're back on the water. It's awesome.
Yeah, so back in Wynot. When we last left you, we were in Fairhope, Alabama, or getting ready to head into Fairhope, Alabama, and we had a cool visit to take care of.
So we got to hang out with Kyle and Olivia. We did a live stream with them, so you can check that out if you didn't join in while we were live. And had a fun time hanging out with them. Went out for sushi, just like the first time we met about 2 years ago.
Yes. Oh my God, it's actually really good sushi too. Fairhope is an adorable town. I highly recommend. It's kind of cool. Always have people show you their hometowns. And Fairhope was gorgeous. We walked along the waterfront and then went through the downtown and had a great dinner. So it's great to catch up with them again. Hope we see them soon, perhaps over the summer. It'd be awesome. Yeah, we've invited them to come on our boat.
Hopefully they'll take us up on that. Anyway, we had 2 more long driving segments left. Next hop would be down to Spring Hill, Florida, which is where Chris's parents winter.
So that was a long drive. I think we were both getting to even the cat was getting to the point where we're just getting all kind of twitchy and our butts hurting, and it was like a 450-mile drive day. And but we made it in, got there right as the sun was setting, had dinner with family, and then we took an entire full day off just to rest.
Of driving. We had some work to catch up on, and Chris always has tech projects to help with parents with, so I think you were fixing your dad's computer almost the entire
tech support,
time.
Nonstop. Then our final push down here to Miami, including a quick stop to see Ben and Karen and of the Creative Cruiser fame.
And you can check out the tour of their sweet vintage bus that we did on the last pass-through on the way up the coast. So that was another long drive. We basically just took 75 all the way across the Everglades and into Miami.
And so, yeah, here we are. We're back on Wynot. Hopefully, we've got a bunch of little boat chores to handle, and hopefully a week from now we're going to be cruising again. Fingers crossed, there's things that need to be done. So, wish us luck.
That's the plan. Overall, though, what do you think about the driving trip? Would we do that again as a way to get back and forth between the boat and bus?
The Mini was actually more pleasant than I was afraid it was going to be. We intentionally did not overpack, so we had plenty of space for the cat to sprawl out, and she eventually agreed to sitting in the back seat instead of on our laps. So it didn't feel crammed and crowded, and the passenger didn't feel constantly smothered. And wish for cruise control, but it really wasn't too bad. We broke the trip up into small enough segments that we didn't die.
I mean, we could have pushed through and just done like 2 very long driving days. And I know a lot of people will do that when they just want to make miles. But considering that we still, we had to get in some work hours at each stop, and it was fun to break it up and visit people and check out New Orleans. And so I kind of like that, getting back and forth and making it a little bit of an adventure back and forth. The La Quinta hotels definitely worked out well with Kiki. Yeah, the
La Quintas were fabulous. And I think, if we did it again, the Mini's just not a comfortable long-distance car, but if we maybe focus on like 300-mile chunks as the top, that 450-mile day was too far, but 300-mile chunks would probably make going cross-country reasonable again.
Yep. So, don't know, the Mini is now here in Florida with us. We're going to reposition it up the coast for where our next stop is in Fort Pierce, where we're going to be for most of the month of April. And what we do after that, we haven't decided.
Nope. We're heading north. If the Mini comes with us, we hopscotch it up the coast, or not, we'll have to decide.
Eventually, we want to get a Jeep Wrangler, we think.
But that'll be in the desert.
Yeah, so to go along with the bus, because we'll be out in the Southwest, so a lot more opportunities for off-roading and doing some more fun like that. So we don't know what long-term plans are with the Mini Cooper. It's just every time we think we're ready to sell it, we're just not. So it's staying with us for a little bit longer. We've got storage options here in Florida. We can always reunite with it back in the fall and drive it back out to Texas. So we can always just do the reverse trip.
Yep, it's not too bad. And then we'll have it with us to go across to Arizona. And if we buy a Jeep out in Arizona, hopefully it's not had as much water and salt and other issues as a Jeep that we'd find anywhere else. So, hey, maybe that'll be a plan.
So, who knows? We'll play it by ear. So, yeah, we're going to wrap things up here in Miami. And then we're back to the Great Loop.
Yep, next episode we'll be on the water.
Hopefully. Well, we are on the water now.
Okay, we are on the water now, but actually out of Miami, out of Boatyard Central, out from underneath the airport.
But it is good to be back on the water. It was really, really, It feels like getting back to Wynot was a huge turning point from a whole bunch of logistics on a to-do list that we've had since basically the boat incident, and getting back into the adventure. And I feel a lot of stress off my shoulders off of that. So.
Okay, well, here we go.
See you down the
down the water, down the river, down the river. Well, yeah, we'll probably see some footage going down the Miami River. It'll be really cool.